Today is April 27th. The Yankees lose game 1, but win game 2 and 3 on the same day. Today, let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy, Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talking Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy, and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy, and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talking Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. We got BBD producing away, brought to you by SeatGeek and our friends Carrie and Nick Ramos. Substack shoutouts. Did I do them last step? Maybe not. Double shout out. Maybe if I did. Jake, nice jacket. How are you?
Jim, BBD, yeah, I think Nick Ramos, he's getting a lot of love, and you can too if you check out our Substack. Hello, go New York, go. Big weekend. Knicks with some dubs. Yankees win 2 in one day.
Scattaboo!
The Giants are fixed. I mean, my God, Jackson, Dart, and Scattaboo. Can't see them losing a game this year. So
it's Dart to Scattaboo. No, wait. It's a trick play. Scattaboo to Dart.
Honestly, that might be a better formula. But we'll let them figure that out. They got all summer to think about it. We've got some Yanks. What's that do for you? You little salt and pepper so-and-so with a big smile on your face. I'm good. I mean, this was, depending how today went, you got a whole range of Talking Yanks episodes. We got our best case scenario. Yanks win 2. We see it from the offense. We see it from the pitching. And yeah, good moments all over the board. And if you're an old school Talking Yanks fan that you want to hear some real Devin Williams-ish, that's coming in a little bit. So we're going to cover it all today.
I'm excited because I was a little terrified at the possibility of today. And then even when they won game 1 and it was such a great win, not even allowing the possibility that doesn't even get to marinate, it's like 30 minutes later, they're playing again and series on the line, happy episode on the line. Right. I'm like, this great win that we just had, the feelings from that could last 20 minutes, but now it gets doubled up. This episode is off both wins and it's great stuff. So I'm excited.
That's all great.
Also, if you watch The Simpsons,
whoops,
check it out.
Might see a familiar face.
Yellow version.
Yeah.
Let's, we're going to grounds creep this.
Yeah.
And then you're going to burn the games.
Okay.
And then we're going to give out individual player awards. Pride of the Yankees, Yankee MFer, regular old awards. It's going to be a great show. People are going to enjoy it.
Yes.
Great.
Some interesting grounds creeping notes, Jim. There might be one that's going to punch you in the face. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Okay, I'm interested in that. Well, grounds creeping is SeatGeek, Yanks 2025. 10% off. Yorbit Vivas sent back down. Did not play in an MLB game. I never saw him. Right. Trent Grisham returned from the paternity list. Made Bassett.
Saw him.
Feel it. Brent Hedrick was placed on the 7-day IL for Scranton. Interesting. DJ LeMahieu has started his rehab assignment. He's 6 for 10 in 4 games in Somerset. Bossy is his current manager. Or dude, that's fun, I think. Home run double, 3 RBIs. He played second in his second game, and again Saturday. He hasn't played second in a long time at any level, at any play, anywhere. The latest he can return is May 12th, so he might be back May 12th or sooner. Yeri de los Santos was called up as the 27th man for Sunday's doubleheader, and Luis Heel threw for the first time today in pinstripe shorts with a smile on his face.
Did you hear that little ping?
Which one was going to slap me in the face?
DJ, I don't know. Again, if you got a lot going on, the DJ rehab news, the fact he's playing and like contributing, I don't know the last time I've seen that on any baseball field.
He hit spring training last year.
Yeah.
He had a good spring. He had a nice home run in his first game, like deep dead center. I mean, dead center, so deep, but it didn't like clear it by a lot, but you had to put a pretty good swing on it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think there's any rush, though.
Yeah, I mean, depends how you label rush. I know it's listed here. Position players have 20 days maximum to rehab, so the latest they could keep them down is May 12th, which, again, that's 2 weeks. We have a guy on the roster who's not really in a playing role, so that is what it is. But, yeah.
Care for me to break your spirit?
Please.
It's 50-50 who goes down, Reyes or Peraza, and my guess is that Peraza goes down and DJ's the righty off the bench, platooning with Oswaldo.
Yeah, that doesn't break my spirit. I think the Yankees
breaks my spirit.
Yankees have been showing those tea leaves, and they love an asset. So yeah, I unfortunately would get that, but we've seen it in their usage or non-usage of Peraza. Well, actually, is Peraza out of options?
Neither can be sent. Either of them would have to be DFA'd to make room.
Okay, so that's good.
Well, now we get to see what's going on.
Yeah, then okay.
Pablo Reyes can play the outfield.
Yeah.
I choose keep Peraza around. I don't like looking at Pablo Reyes. It's really rude.
It's very rude. What?
Very rude. Dude, very rude.
Fair-ish for being rude is what I'll say.
It's very rude.
Yeah. I'm just worried. Again, Beebs kind of led me into this one last episode, but Pablo and Trent are friends that if there's a day when we're doing an episode and it's Trent stats post Pablo and pre Pablo, I'm not going to like that.
How do we know they're friends?
They had a really nice embrace, I think, after one of Trent's homers.
How do they are we positive they knew who they were embracing?
They're bench buddies.
They came into spring knowing they'd be bench buddies, and Trent's too good now.
They're bench buddies. Trent's blown it by becoming peak Bonds.
I don't buy it. We'll have to move on.
Okay.
Game 1, I don't really remember this, but I do remember the ending.
A Friday night debate for some. Should I have some cookies or maybe a shot of Jose as Carrasco and Barrios kick off the divisional matchup in the Bronx? A pitcher's duel early. 5 innings scoreless from Barrios. 5 innings scoreless from Carrasco. But the Jays were the first to get over the hill as Vladdy goes yard off of Tim. It's 1-0 Toronto after 6. Bottom 7th, left side, strong side. Volpe doubles. Waldo with the RBI single. It's a tie game. Bottom 8, Cody Bellies up with the hustle double. The sac fly is underrated. It's 2-1 Yanks after the Wells sacrifice. Devin Williams in, Devin Williams out. Not enough fortitude by the former Yankee closer as they lose game 1. 4-2 final. That burn was brought to you by American Crew. Today's episode of Talkin' Yanks is brought to you by American Crew. And if you are a Giants fan, I hope you saw some Talkin' Giants American Crew content over the weekend. What you need to do, folks, is get in the crew. American Crew. I made that up. The champions in men's grooming help you style like a pro. The Fiber Puck is your MVP if you're looking for robust control without the shine. That's kind of what I need. I got the grease up there. Perfect for a post-game day or any high-intensity day for that matter. They've got forming cream. They've got a pomade puck for that slicked back look. Slicked back. Smooth control and a glossy finish. Grab your style essentials and ensure your hair always scores high, no matter what the play. Whether you're fielding tough questions or tackling a busy schedule, American Crew has you covered. Score your own grooming goals and grab these on Amazon. Style like a pro, look like a champ with American Crew.
This game really has one storyline. I'm trying to like bang my brain for some other stuff before the big storyline. The only thing, and it's not really worth talking about, everyone got dropped in the lineup. The farthest down we'd seen Volpe, Wells, Belly, all that, with Grisham returning. Carlos Carrasco shut out the Blue Jays, which is good for Carlos Carrasco, but whatever. Tim Hill was an interesting decision.
Yep.
Especially when Hamilton was warmed up. And then it's like a lane of righties. I think they just wanted to use Tim Hill for 2 innings. And they were like, well, if we got to use him for 2 innings, he's going to have to face righties anyway. I don't know. That was odd.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because Hamilton comes out for the 7th. So
Yeah.
whatever decision making they had, there had to be a flip flop at some point because Hammy was up. And yeah, it's Vladdy leading off the inning. I mean, Tim Hill, his thing he does is he makes everyone hit the ball on the ground, except when Vladdy's in the Bronx, he doesn't do a lot of that. So yeah, that's one in hindsight that you're like, oh, don't love that, but otherwise,
Babes, can you try to pull up Vladdy's home run log on Baseball Reference? It's a pretty easy page to find. And then tell me the Yankees he's homered off of, because he also, one of the most impressive home runs I've seen, Zach Britton.
right?
Zach Britton, ground ball rate of 80%. Bullpen brought him in to face Vlad, and he lifted a pitch for a homer. Does he have a track record of hitting homers against? That's enough of a track record for me.
It's enough for me. He's got 15 home runs against the Yankees. And yeah, Britton and Hill are 2 oddly impressive ones.
I have the list here if we're wanting such things.
Yeah. Hit it.
Zach Britton, Davey Garcia, Jordan Montgomery, Domingo Herman, Corey Kluber, Jameson Taillon, Aroldis Chapman, Andrew Heaney, Garrett Cole twice, Jonathan Loaizaga, Luis Severino, Frankie Montas, Domingo again, Clarke, Weaver, Phil Bickford, Weaver, Nestor Rodon, and Tim Hill.
Bickford stood out to me as an odd one. When were the Weaver ones?
No, Jimmy, don't do
let's
that.
move
Don't
on.
do that.
Let's move on.
Go through your girlfriend's Instagram to see your ex-boyfriends. You don't need that. You don't
I
need
just
that.
probably was not slide step weave.
April of 2024, so very beginning of the year, April 6th.
Didn't exist.
And June of 2024, the 28th. One in the Bronx, one in Toronto.
Nice gift from Weave.
Both the other way.
All right. Well, the storyline is Devin Williams stunk it up like big time. Faced 3 batters, threw 1 pitch that I would say was competitive. Single, hit by pitch, and then double from Kirk, and then out the game, and then out the closer spot.
Yeah. I mean, Yankee fans did pretty good on this one because it was the right time to get loud. Because, like you said, I mean, it felt oddly not competitive from a guy that's supposed to be elite. And yeah, I think Yankee fans that were tracking, like, they kind of put Devin Williams in timeout. He hadn't pitched since the 19th. There was a game in Cleveland he could have come in, but they did not. And so, okay, they're doing maybe the arm's just a little low on juice, and it's the spring training thing. Let's reset him a little bit. And I mean, the fastball had a little more zip on it, but it seems like it's a lot location, and the changeup ain't moving enough. So, yeah, I know, our mentions now that we interview Booney once a week. If you don't get him on this one, blah, blah, blah. And we were laughing because if you know how Boone speaks, his post-game interview, without saying the exact words, was that, oh my God, Williams is out of the closer job. But he says it in a very different tone.
Yeah, dude. I mean, a much different tone than all of last year, which I don't want to that's all I'm going to say. Like, I'm thankful that the Yankees, Boone, are showing a little bit of growth or a little bit of a different stroke here, because needed to happen so bad. And I think last year, the big thing was if you don't take Clay out, who's it going to be? Because Weaver was like, people were like, is he even a setup guy at this point? You know, like we've seen it for a week or 2 months. There's a very clear answer to that this year. So that's where I think it's also way different is no, you know who it is, the guy who was doing it in the World Series last year. Like it's very easy and who's dominating this year. So I'm really happy they did it. Some people were still trying to say like, yeah, but it should have been earlier. I don't think so. I think that Williams deserved like a couple outings, but the last two being division rivals, being a 4-run against the Rays, and then this one, like bad. His mound presence and confidence is off, and you got Weaver just chilling. So I was pumped, man. And from Boone's comments in the post game, like you mentioned, if anyone that listens in, and you texted this, I tweeted it. Boone goes to defense mode very quickly, or he doesn't, and he did not. And he's real pissed at the guys that won't throw strike one. Like he hasn't come out and said that, but he's basically beat around the bush a bunch of different pitchers. Like, dude, count leverage, strike one, like do it. And then he said, you know, for now, like was one of the like the phrase he used that some people were hanging on to. But if you listen to him, this is not a 2018 or 2017 Chapman needs a break. Betances will close for a little bit, but Chapman will be back. You know, this is it's Weaves to lose. There's no way if Weave has this role and he's like nails and doing what he's doing, they're ever switching back.
Yes. I mean, Luke Weaver hasn't given up a run. So if Luke Weaver never gives up a run, that's that. I think what's going to be interesting, let's say, knock on wood, Devin Williams kicks back into gear. The only thing that's interesting is the Luke Weaver, like the multi-inning facet of Luke Weaver and kind of what we've talked about over some of the past years of having flexibility of also attacking a lane. Like if Luke Weaver ends up being, let's say they're both good, but Devin Williams or Luke Weaver's being dominant against lefties and we're playing the Sox and in the 8th inning, the top of their lineup's coming up and it's 3 out of 4 lefties. Like that would be the next progression, but there's still so long to get there because Devin Williams has to show something and Weaver's been incredible. So yeah, I think the only thing that's different from Clay is Clay got off to a great start last year. He didn't give up an earned run in April. No go-to backup. And also there were some weak contact games that the Yankees love to hide behind that because the numbers would say, but we've saw what happened with the defense and with Clay, and then they changed up how Clay pitched entirely. They moved him to all sliders instead of the sinker. But yeah, I'm glad with how they handled it, and I guess the one that pops up for me is a friend we saw today, the Goose, Chad Green. When Chad has built all of his stock up, and he had that horrible April, they sent him back down to fix him. They can't do that with Devin, so it's going to be very interesting to see how they use them. I was interested to see how today went because a doubleheader, like if the Weave had pitched in game 1, would they have done that to Devin Williams? That's kind of a cheeky Yankee way of giving him an excuse to fix himself in the 9th, but that didn't happen. And yeah, it's clearly off. It's clearly anyone that's watched baseball, that's not one of the most dominant relievers in the game, which he has been for multiple years.
A year and a half, yeah. That's the other thing people like. I saw someone like Devin Williams has been the best closer in the game for 5 years.
I say reliever.
Okay, reliever, yes. I'm interested in leverage. Like, I want Devin Williams to be good. What we've seen is nowhere close to anything good. And I keep diving into like pitch tipping, can't find anything. Pitch metrics being different, can't find much. The velo is closer. The fastball and the changeup are both closer, like, but not crazy. I've been comparing, like, I went to find anything, comparing footage. I can't find anything. So I have no idea. And he doesn't pitch, it's like he just has these pitches. It's almost like when DJ lost a little bat speed and he was trying to change his batting stance, and he came out and said, I've never had to relearn my swing, or I never even had to think about my swing because it always worked. That's what I feel like is happening with Williams. Like, this is a changeup people said was the best pitch ever. Like, it was like an anomaly, and all of a sudden it doesn't work. He's probably never had to tinker with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's, we'd have to tap into some Brewer fans to see what they've seen over the years. I'm going to say everything's off, and I don't know. I don't know if it's not being built up. I don't know. Is he hurt? Maybe he can't handle New York. I know that's probably a lot of people want to hear that, and I do think we've seen a couple cases of that over our Talkin' Yanks timeline, and that used to be so much more of a thing, and then, I don't know, people are like, no, that doesn't exist. Well, it kind of does. The Yankees are different. That maybe there is something there. I want to see the next steps because everything seems off, and I hope there's a day when we laugh and say it's April, but there's been times we've seen players, pitchers and non-pitchers that I've given this exact same speech for, and the tune hasn't changed. And relief is the most volatile thing. So, hey, this can end up being a good story, and hopefully there's a big exhale at some point, but at least it has been addressed. Like, my goodness, if Booney came out and gave his normal press conference, every Yankee fan would have the right to be furious. But he didn't.
You know what he should do?
What's that?
Come out clean shaven.
I thought about it. I thought about it. Like, if he's trying to get some sucker Yankee points, and if he came out and did that, I'd be interesting. It'd also be the worst thing ever if he got rocked. I mean, that's that's out of the league.
It'd be so sad.
Dude, if he can't, not for nothing.
I mean, it'd be sad if he did it no matter what.
Nothing.
He can't do it. I was joking.
If he shaved and he was electric, and I mean, there's probably an ad deal there. Can't do that yet. Got to just get the pitches right. How do you think they're going to use him? Just ideally slop, or do you think like down 3, up 6?
Yeah, it's interesting because when they moved Clay, they kept him in high leverage.
Yeah, sure did.
And in past, when like they would move Chapman, like, he would come in slop to literally work on things.
Right.
I think and he really needs to work on stuff. I think it's got to be low leverage. Yeah, and then you got to work your way up. Like, I think he's going to be a high leverage reliever, and they're going to get him there. But his next outings, I think it has to be low leverage because it's a mental break.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the upcoming games dictate. Like, it would have been interesting. Yankees didn't really have to burn their bullpen today on a doubleheader day, so that's
no.
That's
Blue Jays.
Nice. Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on. Yeah, I'm very interested to see, and I hope there's outings with visible changes that were like that felt different.
Yeah, you just got to get people to swing. Like, I think I agree with Booney that it's just count leverage, because when you're behind, you'll swing at it. It's like Cruz's splitter.
Right.
Right now, Cruz is getting enough strike ones.
He's funny, man.
Yeah, he's crazy. He was so happy for a scar today.
Yeah. Similar size. I definitely shouldn't.
Similar guys.
Shouldn't be. I was debating if it was award worthy. Stay tuned later. It's not. But a scar and like Fernando Cruz, he's got that big, thick pitcher vibe to him. And then he met up with Escara after the inning, and they were eye to eye. They're both listed 6'2". It has Sharkey outweighing him by like 30 pounds. I think that's an old number because JC pretty thick, and we saw that with his homer today. But yeah, that was a surprise to me.
Yeah. Well, let's go to game 2.
Okay.
It was a fun one. And it was an interesting one.
Okay.
Burn, 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 burn. Burn, burn, burn.
Let's play 2 after the rainout for Judge's birthday party. Yankees ace in the hole, Max Fried versus Blue Jays ace with some holes, Kevin Gausman. Ugly first inning as Fried has 2 walks, another is Waldo error. Only 1 run scores, and it'd be okay because the Yanks scored the next 11. Bottom 3, let's talk about 6, baby. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 walks, 6 runs. Stone cold as Austin hits one 316 feet for the 3-run double. Left side, strong side. Waldo RBI double. Anthony, he goes big fly. Fried settled in, 6 innings, only the 1 run. It's Fried to De Los Santos to Matzik. Sure, Yanks win, 11-2 final.
Boom. Wow. Good stuff, Jake. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
First 2 innings of this game, 2.5 innings of this game,
Okay.
I didn't have great vibes.
Okay.
There was some play where I was like, what are we, asleep? What are we, we playing sleepy ball? You know, the game starts with a throwing error from Cabrera. Get that ball in the dirt. Goldie's going to be screaming at him, sending him like secret notes, passing notes in the locker like, hey, I can't catch high. Do you see how much I helped Volpe out low, though? And then Wellesley can't block a curveball inside, I think, to a lefty. So now the runner gets to third, and then he scores on infield hit to Cabrera again. Really takes his time to get the throw. And then Wells had another one of those later on. There was a ball in the outfield that felt lazy or something happened. I don't know. There was like 1 or 2 other things. I was like, what is this game? This stinks. And then they figured out Gausman and decided not to swing at that splitter and put up 6 runs. And my one takeaway is I really hope Gausman doesn't get hurt. And I was really upset as a general baseball fan. I was trying to say a genuine general baseball fan.
Okay.
That Schneider left him in. I mean, it's really bad. 53 pitches in 1 inning is that if that leads to like an injury, I'm going to be like pissed. And he's not even on my team.
Right.
But I was just like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they for those in the game, for their 27th man today, they called up Class A, the outfielder, to face Max Fried, who went 0 for 4. And, I think as Yankee fans, I guess outside of Andujar, most doubleheader days you bring up a pitcher just in case. And I think that was in his head. And I don't know the relationship and the depth of Schneider and Gausman and what they're agreed upon and what's known and whatever those two have been through, because they've been through a lot that you'd like to think Schneider wouldn't be putting him in a scary situation, but you also don't see pitchers throw that many pitches in an inning. I was shocked he stayed, and I know Booney gave the mid. Hey, the fact we're doing mid doubleheader pressers is nuts. Baseball, I love you, and we're on it, and we're trying to promote the game as much as possible. If there's a doubleheader, we don't need to do a mid-game presser. We could just circle up.
I think you're not going to ask questions then about game 1. It just lost.
Some of it'll get lost, but that's okay. I was shocked they put Gausman out there because Booney in that middle game press conference, which maybe I liked. Maybe add more mid-game press conferences. Booney was like, I love the at-bat. He went full Booney, like our guys control the zone, and those are the at-bats we're looking for. There's a couple nice at-bats in there. I mean, Fried also Gossman also just lost a couple guys that
Volpe's was a really good at bat.
Volpe's was a good at bat, and Cabrera's.
And Belly's was really good. Those are the two that stand out to me.
Cabrera's to start it. But yeah,
Well, what if I told you the Blue Jays have an off day tomorrow?
Yeah, it all felt wrong. I was shocked they left him in. The guy that came out of the bullpen initially for them, Schultz, just had the best relief appearance a player has ever had, strikeouts-wise, as a reliever. I think he pitched 4.1 innings and he had like 8 Ks or something. So, yeah, I was very shocked by the move. Normally 40 is the like scare number, and yeah, I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
None of my business.
Yep. Apologies to Yeri De Los Santos and Tyler Matzik, but I didn't really pay attention to you guys at all. I had the game on, but I was also working on some things and playing with James and Claire, and I was like, I don't need to really watch this. So didn't see much. Maybe I did and I'm forgetting. Anyway, good game one. I mean, Volpe looked better. I'm sure we talk about that later. Wells had a big hit. And Fried, I don't know if we talk about Fried later, but he is very good. And I don't know if we've seen an A. I think we've seen one A start, the Rays start.
Tiger's start was pretty A too.
Yeah, but that was a day game in the cold, so no one remembers it.
Right. Yeah. That bounce back from Fried was incredible. Like you said, the start of this game was ugly and sluggish and rained out game coming off a closer benching and throwing error. You're like, what's this doesn't feel right. So the fact they pulled away and that the Austin Wells swing, I mean, that's 3-1. We still got a lot of ball game left. To 6-1. Let's get to game 2. Let's get to the press.
Blouses.
Let's get to the press conference so we can get to game 2.
Honestly, yeah. Put Schneider under that heat lamp.
And by the way,
dude, the Blue Jays have an associate manager.
Oh yeah.
They've set Schneider up to be fired, but keep forgetting to fire him.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Right.
Like, I thought bringing Mattingly on was like, okay. And now they were like, well, let's have 2 in the wings.
Get the pressure.
Crazy.
Get the pressure on a little bit. What was I going to say? I had something good. Our annual MLB figure out a mercy run rule.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think we've thrown out 10 runs after the 8th inning or something like that. Like that way fans feel like you get a full experience. How sick would it have been, doubleheader day, Yankees push across that 11th run to have a 10-run lead, mercy them in the 8th, game over. It's a walk-off.
I like it.
I know.
I've been saying it, but the fans need to get incentivized. Like, you get X% off on your next ticket.
Maybe. I mean,
you're talking about
inning?
today, doubleheader, next game's coming.
Well, yeah. Well, that same day doubleheader, that'd be cool. Boone doesn't want it because he wants them to burn another pitcher.
We did 1 year with seven inning games.
I hated those.
Pretty crazy. But yeah, just something for the baseball folks to stew on.
Game 3, like we said, everything that happened game 2 could be all for naught. You know, they lose game 3. Then Boone can't be happy in his postgame about anything in game 2, Jake.
Right.
That's why you do the mid-game
Oh,
post.
no, he would be, and you know that.
Yeah, it's true. He'd ask me about game 2. Why don't we start with game 2? That's what he'd say.
Game 2 of the series, game 1 of today. He'd try to throw them off a little bit.
He'd clarify it.
Right.
A bunch.
That takes up another minute of the press conference. He's almost out of there.
B-U-R-N. Burn.
Rubber match in the Bronx. Blue Jays would sick the Basset Hound on New York, while the Pinstripers would try to throw him off the scent with a pile of Schmidt on the mound with Clarke. Bottom one. Don't sleep on Trent. Another solo homer for Senor Snooze. 1-0 Yanks. Tony Taters would tie it up for the Jays, but that's all Clarke would let out of the park. 5 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 6 Ks. Tied at ones in the 6th. The judge sentences you to the short porch. 2-1 from El Capitan. Bassett's a believer after he has his first UFO encounter. Dominguez RBI double, and make sure you tip your Uber driver tonight. Escara with the RBI single in the 6th, and his first career home run in the 8th. An impressive outing by the bullpen. Clarke to Hill to Leiter to Sharkey to the Weave. Yanks win 5-1. Take the doubleheader and win the series. Let's go Yanks.
This is one of those instances where, like the ALDS and ALCS, in my brain, it's like, yeah, dude, we fucking crushed them. Easy peasy. No challenge for the Yankees. And then we were watching the highlights. And we're like, wait, they were tied in that 7th? Wait, that was a go-ahead home run in the 8th? Wait. Those series were tighter than I remember them. Like, I looked back at this game and it was like Judge go-ahead homer in was it the 6th inning?
Yeah, tied 1-1 in the 6th.
So, like, our moods right now were in the balance for a decent amount. Never felt that way to me. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't fear the Blue Jays besides Vladdy and Springer. And like Springer, I have fear. Heineman, though, on fire, electric, and I like him.
Yep.
But yeah, it was closer than you wanted to be.
Yeah, I guess I was a little more there just because Bassett has had a really good start to this season. I think in the 4th and 5th inning, it was 1-2-3, 1-2-3. And then I guess on the other side, I was more concerned, Trent's solo homer being the only run. I was like, okay, so basically it's been 5 shutout innings since that. So I was, when I'm crunching those numbers, I'm not as excited. But Judgy does his thing. We stretch out a lead. The bullpen was electric today. I don't want to stomp on too many words, but Fernando Cruz is in the zone, and Mark Leiter Jr. had a little extra zip on the fastball today. He was pumping 95 with ease.
His strike 3 to end the inning was like aggressive.
I told Beebs I hid some of this from Beebs. I had a little moment, doubleheader today, a lot of baseball. I was betting some live pitches at a certain point, which you can't get lost in. But DraftKings Sportsbook, you can do that. I accidentally went 3 for 3 in a Padres game because I thought I had a tip, but I did not. And then Mark Leiter Jr., I saw the zip on the fastball today. I was like, oh, he's gonna pump that because he's feeling good, and he did.
And he did. A little bit of the Jays, as I was saying as well.
A little bit, but if you looked at Leiter and Cruz's stats, they're doing that to a lot of people.
They are. Dude. And you're not even mentioning the leave.
Well, that's inevitable at this point.
Opened up Springer back-to-back cutters. What a fucking sicko.
Why not?
Here's the pitch you don't think about.
Right.
And then Jimenez comes up. Here's the pitches you think about. Chump.
Oh, Jimenez had nothing for him.
Yo, not to like speak out of turn or try to cause turmoil within the clubhouse.
Right.
The way Weaver attacked Jimenez was him saying, I'm the closer now.
Right.
Because the game before, Williams was trying to be like cute and shit. Ends up hitting him. Throwing all these balls. And tonight Weaver's like, you want to see how you attack a guy like this? A glove? Fastball in the zone. Fastball in the zone. Change up. 1, 2, 3. Don't even sweat it, Devin.
No time.
Maybe that wasn't causing turmoil. Maybe that's like a legit teaching moment.
Maybe.
You're good. Throw your good pitch. Go Yanks.
Sure.
All right. Well, that ends the first half of the show. Everyone, you can head to the lobby and get your snacks. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a treat. John Sterling would appreciate what I just did.
He appreciates a lot of what you do.
A lot of people don't even know that reference.
I only know it from us using it in college when we go to the lobby.
Yeah. It was when movies were like two-parters. It was like a cartoon that would come on. I mean, I wasn't alive,
Right.
but I know it. Like they would be like, okay, intermission. And then the commercial would come on. Let's all go to the lobby. Have ourselves a snack. Something like that. Anyway. Pride of the Yankees is brought to you by DraftKings. Use code Yanks when you sign up with the DraftKings Sportsbook.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees.
Yeah.
I get to go first.
Who you got, Chief?
Yo, I don't even really know. I feel like I can't go Weaver. Whoa. Who's this guy? He had good numbers. Oh, I was going to give him an award. Interesting. Man, Jake.
Okay. I mean, you're first.
I know, but I feel like there's a lot of balanced options. Like there's 5 balanced options.
That's
And I'm kind of a fucking repetitive guy. Like I feel like I just keep beating the same dang horse. So I'm trying to look for some nuance here. Who did I give one to last week? Does it matter? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
All right, I haven't given this guy one yet. I will go with Max Fried.
Correct.
Something that Max Fried is this season is a stopper. He's taken the pill after some losses or some even bad vibes and gotten the job done. And he does have to grind it out today a little bit. And you're like, is he going to be able to get through like enough innings? Was it 25 to 30 pitches in the first? Like it was a lot. And he gets through 6 and hands the ball off. And once he got the lead, he pitched like a pitcher who had a lead, which is kind of like, I just love a little like playing to the game. Like you'd be a little more careful. And then once he got the lead, he was just attacking, although that's kind of who he is naturally. Also, he's been blowing me away with how many ground balls he gives up to the third baseman. I know that we've talked about that in his PPP, and it was a note, and it was a fun stat, and we asked Boone about, are you going to play your best defense there? But he gives up a lot of ground balls to the third side. It's wild.
The most.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yankees are 6-0 when Max Fried pitches. That means they are 11-11 when another starting pitcher takes the mound. He is 5-0 record-wise after today, so that's really good. And yeah, I mean, as quickly as I put it down, I guess I just keep picking it back up. The mid-game press conference, Max Fried talked about, and it's something I like as
You
a
were
pitcher.
all over it.
I love it. I'm obsessed with it. It's, when we do our blitzball battle stuff, which is rolling right now, Jimmy, big game tonight. I need the 0-0 mentality. I need the tied game. You need to bring your best to it every inning. Max Fried, that's what he said. He's not I don't care if we have the big lead. I need to keep runs off the board. And I think the bigger thing, so they interviewed Austin Wells in the mid-game press conference, and they asked him a lot of Max Fried questions, which was funny seeing Austin Wells becoming that, what?
Who was the one reporter that asked Boone, Fried, and Wells the same? Was it Joyce?
I don't
One
know.
reporter asked, clearly there's an article being written, what gives Fried the ability to grind it out? Is it mental makeup or is it due to his arsenal? And they asked everyone.
Yes.
And when they got to Wells, he was like, I don't know, I've never pitched.
Yeah, and he laughed. He's like, I don't think it's a skill. I think it's mental. And then he kept talking, and he's like, maybe it is a skill. I don't know. And I think it is a Max Fried skill set because even Braves fans, and when we'd look at the stats or different box scores with Max Fried through the years, he kind of doesn't have that ace inevitability to him. Like when Cole's on and you're just like, oh, shoot, like we're waiting for a broken bat single and hope. Like he's not that guy, but in a way he is, and his numbers end up in that same area. That I think Max Fried was a great pride. And dude, he's kind of owning the whole damn thing. He's handsome. He gave a very Yankee press conference without answers, with answers. He's checking every box.
You're kind of a liar.
What was that?
He gives very Yankees answers in his press. Is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Not a knock, but like you ask like Clarke or Michael King, you're getting thoughts. Those guys are yappers.
Max Fried's trying to get through
a press conference.
Yeah. And the Yankees like that.
I like it. I love everything he's about. I like his arsenal. Like I like watching him pitch.
Dotted up Vladdy a couple times. Also got Schneider ejected on that at bat. And the other thing, he's in the dugout bench during that crazy Yankees inning for half hour, 45 minutes. Comes back out where doubleheader day you need the innings, and I think it was first pitch right back to him, which again, just all the tools in his toolkit, being able to field like he does. That like even that one pitch that kind of ended everything.
Do you think being able to field so well is a product of he gets so many opportunities to field because he's constantly getting balls hit back to him? Or do you think he's just very good? Like, I wonder, I kind of want to go search this out, like the top 10 pitchers who induce balls hit back to them. Are they all good at fielding? No, Clay Holmes was awful at fielding, and he induced so many back to him.
Yeah. No, I think Max Fried is a great athlete. That was our guy Trevor Plouffe, do Talkin baseball and a lot of stuff with it, John Boy Media. Trevor's a hitter, and we've found how much hitters actually, he kind of hates pitchers. There's a little bit of a genuine grudge, and it kind of makes sense because they're the people that like fight against your career as a hitter. But he grew up in the LA area with Max Fried, Flaherty, and Giolito. I think the conversation, I think it was when Ohtani was getting started. It was like, Trev, are pitchers actually athletes? And he was doing his, oh no, man, like these guys, you're not putting on Cleveland. And then Max Fried got brought up and he was like, yeah, Max is an athlete. So I think Max Fried's an athlete. Hot takes.
Hot takes only.
Not HTO. Comment.
HTTOGO.
Got it. You're hip.
BANANAS.
Not as hip, but hip at a time.
There's another one where they spell out something.
Thinking.
HELL. Ah.
Yeah.
It's a Noah and the Whale song. Anyway,
Sterling would be proud of you.
let's all go to the lobby. Who's your pride?
You took a good one. I think, therefore I am. Nietzsche. I'm going to do this, I don't know, just to spice up the episode a little bit, get us kind of really pissy at each other. I'm going to take Luke Weaver.
That is so awesome.
Jim, Luke Weaver's ERA on the year, we mentioned it on the way through. 0. We got an episode with closer controversy. What if Luke Weaver came out today and gave up a couple ding-dongs?
Oh, what if I stood up and my head fell off? Anyone can play that game, Jake.
We talked about the Jimenez at bat a little bit.
Babes, I don't know if you have that footage.
Little heater.
I did. I put it in my I posted a video on it. I might start, I posted a video about Weaver's outing, and I titled it The Weave, and then I dated it, and it might just be my new diary entries.
Who makes you, this segment's pride of the Yankees. I have some pride in Luke Weaver. I know that's kind of your brand, your poems, your diary you just said. But I also have pride in Luke Weaver. And he's now the Yankees closer.
Yo, he's fun. So the hardest pitch to guess along with Weave when I'm in the game with them,
Right,
is first pitch.
right.
And when he opened up Springer with the cutter, I just went like, if you had my reaction, it was like, whoa, Weave, like crazy, awesome.
Yeah.
And then he did it again.
I can't guess along with him at all. And I'm a guy, I did oddly good at the DraftKings Sportsbook today. But Weave, I was like, no, don't touch. I know I can't guess with him.
Yeah.
Because there's some at bats when he can do what he wants. I mean,
He reacts to the swing mostly.
George Springer, he could have attacked him with 3 straight heaters. He opened up cutter.
He knew that Springer read the scouting report.
Changeup's one of the more unhittable pitches in the game. We might be giving him too much credit because, he could also just hit the random button on the controller, and whatever button he presses, it's a good option.
I don't think so. I think his pitches work well off each other.
Sure.
Even location, he's just so dialed. It's awesome. Thanks for giving him pride, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little disappointing you didn't, and so is he, but we have to get better. It's the goal.
It's the goal. All right, next up, you Yankee MFer.
The DraftKings Sportsbook. Go check it out. Baseball is a marathon, not a sprint. People, I was sprinting a little bit today, and I was having a good time. Maybe you would too. And if you're a new customer and you bet just $5, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you use code JMBaseball. Same game parlays, odds boost. They got in-at-bat stuff, they over-under, whatever you're looking for. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use code JMBaseball. Bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. JM Baseball only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Devin Williams, and I feel bad for you.
Right.
You can double up with me if you want, because anyone that you're about to give it to doesn't really deserve it, looking at the stats and shit. So, and we already talked about Williams enough, so.
I have an MFer.
What?
I have an MFer.
Who?
Was that a who or an ooh?
Who?
Ben Rice. Ben Rice. Sneaky, tough weekend. 1 for 12. Only 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. This Yankees lineup has been magic, and Ben Rice was going to come back to earth a little bit, but just something of note, as Booney has sneakily, one of our complaints for years with the Yankees lineup was like, Boone, stop moving guys around. He's been pressing seemingly every right button this year, whether it's Wells moving up, lead off Trent. Benny Rice in his first little funk of the year. And again, I don't always view MFer as the worst thing in the world. I think Ben Rice would take a little pride in getting an MFer.
Wow. Some guys don't like double headers.
Sure.
Can't believe it. I mean, he's not in a funk. He had a bad day, right?
1 for 12 is a bad series. We did series recaps.
Yeah, no, but he had a double in the first game.
That's good.
Way to go, Ben.
Get him next time, Ben. Caught an
He's
inning.
good. Caught an inning. Played first. Maybe not this series.
Yeah, I think he did.
Game 2
Did he?
today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had a lot on his mind.
He had a lot on his mind.
Also, maybe there's people fighting in the clubhouse. He
What's that?
feels awkward.
What are you reporting right now? Who's
He
fighting
feels
in the
aw-
Yankees clubhouse? Everyone get your tweets ready.
Devin Williams and Brad Osmus.
Okay. Okay. See,
Who do you think Boone sends to deliver the message?
everyone that just went to go tweet, delete the app. Don't tweet that.
What I said was an assumption.
It's not reporting. Not reporting.
Damn
that.
aggregators.
Not reporting that.
All right. Well, next up, regular awards.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom.
Where you going? What you doing?
Dude,
Yeah.
there's a lot of guys I want to talk about. So to be honest,
good award section. You can't pair two together.
I know. I know. Just do.
Mm-hmm. Scattaboo.
Scattaboo.
Good. Good face.
I'm giving the wake up, idiot. You're not paralyzed award.
One of your favorites.
I might have given this out in the past.
One of your favorites. One of your favorite lines in cinema history.
Yeah, it is. It is. And if anyone doesn't know what that is, it's Talladega Nights when he thinks he's paralyzed and they're trying to be real nice about it. And then finally, John C. Reilly, Cal Naughton goes, fine, tough love it is. Wake up, idiot. You're not paralyzed. And I like that the tough love is just wake up, idiot.
Right. Sometimes that's what you need.
I'd be surprised if you guess it, but not shocked.
Yeah, I guess the only inkling I have is Austin Wells.
Wrong.
It's fine. You basically said I wasn't going to be able to get it from the bad hint, but go on.
It's Clarke Schmidt.
Okay. Throw strikes.
One hit allowed. He allows one hit. He can only get through 5 innings because he walks 4 and everyone's in a 3-strike count. And it's like, dog, they're not hitting you. Throw fucking strikes. Get deeper into games. Like, that's the next step of your professional career that you need to do. Stop giving the bullpen 4 innings every night. And that's what Boone said in his postgame. Like, Boone's postgames are actually interesting for the first time because he's letting you see his true feelings. They're like, how do you think Clarke was? Stuff was good. Still got to clean up those walks. Too many 3-strike counts. Need him to get deeper, but it was crisp. It was good. He was really spinning it. And it's like, that was his first response. That's not babying anymore, or like beating around the bush. Like, yeah, man, that's good, but you should be better than that. Like, I think Matt Blake, he had to do 2 first-inning mound visits today, same day. Max Fried was literally just a breather. Like, hey, they probably didn't say shit, just a breather, because it was just like, you're throwing a lot of pitches, I'll give you a break. Clarke, he had to go out there and had to just be like, throw strikes, dummy. Like, once you get past Vlad, just throw strikes. So that's happy with Clarke. Good outing. But if he wants to be more than like a 4 starter, and if he wants to be like a playoff starter, he needs to figure out to get deeper into games.
Not a lot of disagreement. I guess for me, I'm more so taking today as like, okay, first good start, because this is his 3rd of the year. First good start. And everything you said is right. Now that he's got a good start, I do think there's something, again, it's just baseball of missing spring training and not doing it properly, that you're not on like the same timing. And I think he's, trying to execute some of his stuff, and it's not as crisp as most pitchers would be after 1 month of the season. So I'm glad he's got a good one under his belt. We've never
4
seen walks
him
to this team. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like he's working his way to getting up.
Agreed with everything else.
Yeah. That's who he's been. He needs to like graduate past that. Just attack.
Yeah. He's got some stuff.
He does. Although I can't tell his pitches apart. They all just kind of like spin.
I think that's the good thing. I don't think the hitters can either.
Yeah. They'll be like, that was a sweeper. I'm like, really? Like, it looks like Weaver's cutter.
Who?
Luke?
You're just bringing him up in every conversation, man.
Been trying to avoid it.
That's
Someone gave him
crazy.
pride.
That's crazy. That's obtuse. Great award.
Thank you.
There you go. I'm going to give out the I wish Baseball Reference would upload in live time award.
Volpe.
His cousin.
Wells.
Jasson Dominguez. Jimmy, we've talked about it and we've hammered it home, and he had the one nice swing as a righty, but otherwise it's all been bad. Dominguez had himself a pretty nice doubleheader today. He goes 2 for 4 in the second game. In the first game, he goes 0 for 3, but 2 walks. And it's this weird thing that we've been harping on. And if you're not a baseball nerd and you don't get lost in stats, Baseball Reference it refreshes the next morning. So if you're looking for your deep cut stats, you can find them. Coming into today, Jasson Dominguez against righties is 313, 365, a 500 slug, and an 865 OPS. And he did better today. So it's this weird thing where if that was Jasson Dominguez's stat line, and you've talked about this, maybe switch hitters should be listed by wherever they're hitting because that's a more accurate depiction of who they are. I wish I had Dominguez's stats right now because I think people would be blown away. Like, I think a lot of Yankee fans are like, yeah, the Martian, and he's been good. The Martian against righties has been like all-star caliber type player. And he made a weird casual catch today, which he's busting out more of, which is a little bit of uncomfortability, but playing it cool, but it hasn't been a problem. Although there's been a couple balls dropping in. Dominguez has been amazing against right-handed pitching, and he's been pedestrian against lefties, and it's skewing up his old stat line.
It is a real annoying bugaboo that's happening with him. How many hits did he have today as a lefty? Do you know? Were they all?
I think they were all. I'd have to go through each one. I know the hits were lefty, and I think the walks were lefty. Might have been one Jay's lefty chump that came out for him. I didn't mean that. I did.
Dude, he's so good and fast.
Yeah.
That one inning I sent you guys a screenshot of, just dynamic. Like, Judge Homer's great. Then Jazz gets on with a single. Volpe has a good 2-strike bat, just throws his barrel at one, and it's hit soft enough that they can't get the double play. So, like, Yankees avoiding a double play. That's the first time in years we've seen that. Jazz gets to second, and then he scores from second
easily
on Dominguez double, which was a really nice piece of hitting going the other way. Dominguez is at second, and then he scores on Septon.
Single to right.
A single to right. And, yeah, that Judge Homer's huge, and Judge is the best, but in between the homers, the Yanks are playing ball. They're running. They're doing things. It's going to get lost in the stat line because they're still homering like crazy, but it's way more fun to watch.
Dominguez, as long as it's a righty on the mound, he's been consistently the best from the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah. He needs to be moved up, I think. Although I don't care. I like the speed down there. I would switch him and Jazz at some point. You have to.
Yeah, you got a righty on the bump. Why not?
On the list of things to try.
I mean, we heard the rumors about Dominguez leadoff. It's just Trent's so damn good.
Trent! He is good. Good exchange on my Twitter when Trent hit that home run.
Mm.
I saw you having some good tweets today. You were getting all cute out there.
Well, my tweets are brought to you by Hims. Today's episode is, if ED is getting you down, fellas, you need Hims to get your confidence back and other things back up. Hims provides access to treatments that can help you stay hard and last longer. Bang! That's the real deal right there. They are changing men's healthcare by providing you with affordable sexual health treatments from the comfort of your couch. The process is 100% online. No need for uncomfortable doctor visits. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/Yanks. That's Hims, HIMS.com/Yanks for your personal ED treatment options. McMahon, products mentioned are chewable compounded products which are not approved by or verified for safety and effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Prices vary based on product and subscription plan.
Jake,
Sure.
I tweeted, Bassett hadn't allowed a home run yet. Bassett hadn't faced senior sleep yet.
Right.
Two things that used to be true.
Right.
Dustin McGowan responded, shut the fuck up, you short, ugly fuck.
So I would like to clarify, I don't think that's former MLB pitcher Dustin McGowan. I think that's a Blue Jays fan account. So I don't want to bring, we don't know, it's the internet, but
And that's just your thoughts.
I just like that out there.
I might echo. And then GG Bum said, John Boy is short, but he's not ugly at all. He's a decent looking dude.
Right.
And that was huge.
Yeah.
That was huge. And that was brought to you by Trent Grisham.
Thank you, Trent.
I have 2 awards. I'm going to give you both names. You choose whichever one you think you can guess.
Okay.
Award number 1, managers, choose your wounded.
Mm.
Or me on Saturday morning.
Me on Saturday morning or managers, choose your wounded. Let's see. I'm going to go Belly, managers, choose your wounded.
That is incorrect.
Okay.
The Choose Your Wounded award goes to Aaron Judge,
Okay.
who's having a phenomenal season. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
Okay. So when Gosman came in to face Judge for the 3rd time, I was like, Bassett. It's like, I get Bassett's having a great game here, but like Judge versus a pitcher the 3rd time, you're kind of just sending him to the mound to die.
Right.
And then I was like, wait, Judge is crushing relievers too. So I went to look up Judge's splits. Judge's versus a starting pitcher that he's seen for the 3rd time this season, and this is before today, is a .438 batting average, a .571 on base, a .500 slug, 1.071 OPS. But Judge versus a reliever, the first time he sees that reliever this season, .417 batting average, 523 on base, 750 slug, 1.273 OPS. So that's kind of a manager's dilemma right there.
Mm.
Do I want to ruin my starter's night, or do I want to bring some chump in to ruin his night? Tough spot.
Tough spot. Judges on base on the year, 500.
830?
500. Half of the time. He
That's
was
half
on
of them.
base. 406, second game of the doubleheader brings him down because of that home run. Historic, Jim.
Passing.
Okay.
Gary De Los Santos returned.
27th man.
Official, huh?
Yep.
What did you like from his outing today?
That I did not have to watch.
Right. I thought that would be it.
I didn't see a close-up, so I don't know what he looks like.
Yeri. He's having a good year.
It's awesome.
What was your other award? You on a Saturday morning?
Yeah. Well, I can't do it. You're up. It's a choose your adventure book, and there's no going back.
What if I guess it?
It's way easier to guess, I think.
Is it Volpe?
Yeah.
Okay. And why?
Saturday morning, I am desperate for sleep. Like, Katie kind of knows it. Like, I'm like, please let me sleep in.
Right.
Monday through Friday is almost like no sleep and a grind. And the only time I could possibly catch up would be a Saturday morning. And then that resets me
Right.
when I can do it. Everyone's been sick for the last 2 weeks, so I haven't been able to do it. Volpe got off day, game, off day, 2 days of rest out of 3. Comes in, goes 4 for 8 today with a homer, and like looked fucking way better.
Right.
Like visually, he was down 0-2 in like almost every at bat, but he was trying to attack early, and then he was like fouling off. He was getting to the outside pitch. In the mid game, post game, mid doubleheader, post game presser that you hate but love, Boone was like, I'm kind of an expert in Anthony, and I know when he's getting to the ball. And I think he's starting to learn himself, which is so fucking weird. But give the kid a couple days off every now and then. My rest theory our rest theory, everyone that has said it has not been proven wrong yet.
That's true.
So,
yeah, I was trying to think of the right Volpe award because he did look really good today. Even the double on Friday night, that's what like we thought Volpe doubles would look like. Right field, drove the ball, hustled double. Like not a lot of people would get there, but he has the speed to get there. And yeah, I think it's just funny. We're still in a funky spot with Volpe where I don't think anyone, for being an Anthony expert, he still doesn't really have an approach. Like I would if I could go back, I would tell Boone spring training like Volpe should circle doubles. Like you should be top 5 in the AL in doubles because he can make a single a double. When he's driving the ball on a line, good things happen, and when he can still hit homers that way. Like his swing is built pretty good for the stadium when he's driving the ball inside out. And yeah, hey, have a couple good games to finish the month, and the month can look okay. It's a weird hot, cold, and then it'd be hot again, but makes the lineup so much deeper.
yeah.
Anthony.
Is
that my award? That's your award.
I think that's nothing.
Okay.
Cut it from the app.
Let the wind guide you.
Oh, Jung-Hoo Lee would be a guess if this was talking
If this
Giants.
was talking Giants, that would have been a massive hint.
Yeah. That would have been a guess. Bellinger?
Yeah. It's I think he's kind of the last guy that needed to be talked about.
Mark it down that I don't want credit for that, Beebs, but I'll still take it.
No one gave you credit for that.
That's exactly what I said.
But you said you'd take it.
It's like got to be marked. Like the ledger has to reflect
It
the
doesn't
show.
have to be marked at all.
But mark it down. Jimmy feels awkward about taking credit for this one.
There's no credit to be had. Bellinger got himself a hustle double that was also wind-aided because the wind at the stadium, the wind around baseball has been nuts. I know we have a lot of meteorologists that listen to the show. I actually think that like famous meteorologist does. What's that guy's name? He shows up everywhere.
Dr. Kwan?
No, famous meteorologist. Jim Cantori. He's in the Talkin' Yanks comments.
Also known as?
Dr. Kwan. Belly gets another double today. He's, for the Yankees that have been on the struggle bus, he's been there. The series numbers end up looking okay for the first time in a little while. 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, so 300 batting average, 385. We talk about the fun Yankee baseball. Belly gets involved in that. He just hasn't been super involved yet. So let that win double guide you to a hot streak.
I'm still good with Belly. I still believe in him coming around. I like his swing, I like his two-strike approach, and his ability to play defense is really nice. So,
yeah,
things we missed so far.
Okay,
Scar's home run, nice. A little tidbit. We have to do stats and shit, but I just have a little tidbit that I want to share with you.
Okay,
and the people. Do we have? Do these stats matter, Beebs?
Yeah, there's some stats, sir.
All right, I didn't get to it because the two games aren't like logged, you know.
Wells with a good series, and Carrasco kind of deserves love, but
we'll see.
Yeah.
Paul,
do you want? I have another talking point separate from the stats that we probably should hit. That weird Jazz not tagging play.
It was an off night for Jazz. Something else happened that game that was just not good. I don't know. Chalk it up to not playing the position for a while. Like running him back to first is a good thing, but you got to run him back long enough that they can throw it to second. Once you think you can only get one, you get the lead runner.
Right.
Because then that guy moved the scoring position on the wild pitch or pass ball or something, or sack fly or whatever. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, they got lucky that one didn't hurt him, but yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah. All right. Do these stats matter, Jake?
Okay.
Paul Goldschmidt is batting .308 with 2 strikes this season.
Yeah, that matters.
Max Fried has allowed an OPS of just .274 with runners in scoring position, best among qualified starting pitchers.
Yes, that matters.
Yankees hitters have chased 19% of pitches out of the zone in non-two-strike counts this season, the lowest in the American League.
Yes, that matters.
Opponents have a miss rate of 46% against Fernando Cruz this season, third best among AL relievers.
If you're seeing it, it matters.
Ryan Yarbrough has walked 18% of right-handed batters.
Does not matter.
Carlos Rodon has walked 14% of right-handed batters as well.
It kind of matters, I guess, yeah.
Jazz Chisholm is slugging .468 with 2 strikes this season, 7th best in Major League Baseball.
With 2 strikes, Jazz is hitting well?
No, he's slugging well. I actually think it goes hand in hand with why he's also striking out so much.
Gotcha. Kind of doesn't matter.
Okay. Cody Bellinger is slugging just .222. Why did I say that? Cody Bellinger is slugging .222 against right-handed pitchers this season. 5th lowest in Major League Baseball.
Currently matters, yeah.
He has an OPS of just .358 with runners on base this season, lowest in Major League Baseball.
Definitely matters.
He has put 4.
I think his ability to have a 2-strike approach. Well, I haven't seen him for a full season yet. I think it can extend a slump where it's like if the baseball gods are with you and you're hot and he goes into 2-strike mode, I think the hits will drop and he'll get there. I think he's found himself into some 2-strike counts and he just goes put it in play and it's kind of been like slap it right to the third baseman, which I think that'll turn around.
Okay. Yogo got a 3-out save for the Dodgers.
I lost one of my pitch bets on him. I was on like a heater. I was like 7 for 8, and then Yogo first pitch in a 9-2 game bangs a slider. I was like, get out of here, dude.
Last stat of the day. I'm a little perturbed with Paul O'Neill.
Okay.
Does that matter?
The black holes?
No, not the black holes. He told a story, fascinating story, awesome little baseball tidbit that he ran into a batted ball on purpose because it was going to be an out anyway, and this way Tino gets the hit. He said he high-fived Tino in the dugout afterwards. He said that it was Brett
Saberhagen.
Brett Saberhagen on the mound. I said, that's enough info for me to find this play. I spent the next 40 minutes. It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I said, okay, maybe he got Tino wrong because Tino only got 1 hit off of Saberhagen. It was a home run. That's fine. Maybe he got Tino right and the pitcher wrong. I looked at every single hit by a Yankee from 1996 to 2001. And then I command F O'Neill out, because if he's out on the base paths, it says O'Neill out at second, throw from right field. O'Neill out at third, throw from left field. O'Neill out at home, throw from center field. He never got out. I went and cross-checked other players who got were running and got hit by a batted ball to see how Baseball Reference tracks it. It says runner out, hit by batted ball. Couldn't find it. So great tidbit, great story. Lot of details.
I've got good news and I've got bad news.
Yeah.
You got.
I know.
Yeah.
Just nothing true.
That never happened. Paul didn't think anyone would follow up on it. You got.
Texted Medvin. I was like, "Yeah, can you find this?" He's like, "This doesn't make sense." Przynski did that on Foul Territory once. Told this badass story. I was like, "Dude, that's enough details to go find." Just never happened.
Right.
So that's my gripe. I think he did run into a ball. Different team, spring training, somewhere that doesn't get tracked.
Paul O'Neill's run into balls.
For sure. All right, who do the Yanks play next?
Your Orioles.
Nice, dude. Are they still struggling?
Yep, they just got swept by Detroit.
Detroit's good, though.
Detroit's kind of good, though.
Yeah.
Warning, they're all 6:35 games.
Better than 6:10, but crazy how we can't just have routine. Who are the pitchers for us and pitchers for them? Do you know, Beebs, real quick?
Yes, they should be under there as well. I've been putting
nice.
them there on our sheet.
Oh, Warren versus Sugano. Damn.
Wow.
I only say that because I kind of want to root for Sugano.
Mentor versus mentee.
Rodon versus Povich and Carrasco versus Gibson. Wow. Cookie versus Gibby. That's wild.
Gibby's first start, I think.
Televise that in black and white.
Come on.
Because they're both old.
They're both old. Not a lot of velo early in that game.
I like both of them.
I do too. There was a nice moment after Escara's first career home run. There's a cut angle in the dugout and everyone's hype, and it's a cool, obviously a cool moment whenever that happens in Major League Baseball. But there's one just cutscene because everyone's hype. They're throwing sunflower seeds. Cookie Carrasco was the old man with just like half of his face was grinning. He's like, I've seen this. I've seen a lot of this.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's nice.
The Yankees lost the series to Cleveland. They did.
Yes. The last. Yeah. Couple of the Yankees, you could put it in a good bucket or a bad bucket, and obviously there's some Devin Williams attached, but Devin Williams blows the Blue Jays game. They had that bad 3-run inning against the Guardians. They sent Will Warren back out there for the third time after a shutout. The Guardians straight up beat them. But then the other one, the Tampa Bay loss, was a 4-run Devin Williams game that since like the Giants series, which how long ago was that? They've only been beat by a team once. So you could put that as a good thing, I think.
How many series so far do you think the Orioles have won this season?
One. Nailed it. They can't pitch,
Cleveland.
bro. They're getting rocked.
Cleveland.
What's the question?
That's the one team series they won.
Gotcha.
Crazy. All right. Well, see you, Baltimore. See you guys. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Oh, wow, dude. Blue Jays on a fucking 1-7 in their last 8. AL East.
Rays swept Tampa.